Jarvis, you up?
For you, sir, always.
Well, folks, we're back at Cabot Circus in Bristol for the third installment of Iron Man, and this is the 5th time that Robert Downey Jr. has played Tony Stark and the title character.
The Iron Man debuted as the first ever movie under Marvel Studios' production label in 2008, where the company put everything on the line and was a resounding success. And the sequel followed in 2010, where we see the advancement of Stark's character and past, so we understand why he acts this way and to him being a member of the Avengers in 2012. Since the success of the Avengers, Marvel invested an extra $60 million into the visual effects department. Yes. And only Lukaku needs to stop eating the grilled cheese.
Here answers this question. What can he do in a post-Avengers world? What are his challenges and what are his priorities? Now, as mentioned, Robert Downey Jr. returns once more as Iron Man. We get Gwyneth Paltrow coming back as Tony Stark's on-screen love interest. We've got Don Cheadle coming back once more as Colonel James Rhodes, once as the War Machine and now as the Iron Patriot. And yes, I can hear the fans raging as we speak.
Indubitably, sir.
But then here's where the interesting thing comes in. Sir Ben Kingsley as the Mandarin. Now, Ben Kingsley is a fine and established and respected actor. However, when it comes to him playing villains, the movies tend to be flops, and I can name 2 examples. One of which being Thunderbirds in 2004 as the Hood, and playing the villain in Blood Rain, which I may note he was nominated for a Raspberry for Worst Actor.
But I also just Species, sir.
That was actually a good movie, Jarvis, but that was because of Natasha Henstridge.
I just have taste, sir.
Of course you do.
Indeed.
But in the next 2 hours, we will find out if it's the man that makes the suit, or is it the suit that defines the man. Until then, we are done. Jarvis, offline.
Very good, sir.
Yo, Jarvis, we on?
Sorry, I'm dating a dating sim, sir.
Just be sure it's not a Trojan program.
Very good, sir.
I'm gonna be honest now. As far as Marvel movies go, I'm a huge Iron Man movie fan.
Now. Sorry, sir. Dry-witted humour there, sir.
Is clearly not very good one. You should check your sources a bit more.
Very good, sir.
I'm gonna be honest. It's a good sequel to Iron Man 2 and the Avengers, but if I was to grade this movie, Iron Man 1 is way up here, Iron Man 2 is here, and Iron Man 3 is just about here. I do like the fact that Tony Stark essentially becomes a detective in this. He's going around all these back doors on cyberspace to try and find out what is happening and everything, and how Rhodes gets screwed out of his War Machine armor. You know, somewhere in this world, Norman Osborn is going into a room and is flipping out worse than Oni Rakaku.
I have the video footage already, sir.
Oh, good lord. And jokes were good, because I noticed in the credits they had additional material from Joss Whedon, and Joss Whedon's very good with his humour within action motif, and you know, the Avengers is living proof of that. Visual effects was very good, especially to see more than 40 Iron Man suits on screen. I like the idea that they gave a nod to Pepper Potter's rescue.
Yeah.
But first of all, the Mandarin was just an actor. No.
Spoilers ahead, sir.
No. Now, Ben Kingsley played it well, but the fact he's just, you know what, mate, I'm just an actor, and I'm like...
I believe the technical term is ole, 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 sir.
Yeah, I looked at that and thought, no. And the fact you had Guy Pearce as Aldridge Killian?
Indeed, sir.
He was the Mandarin? No. No, no way. I do like the fact that Tony was able to control his Iron Man suits by remote, and he had problems with the Mark 42 not being able to get there completely. I thought that was a nice touch. I don't think it was dark as people were going to make it out to be. It was much more comedic, if anything. The ending was a little bit unexpected and a little bit anticlimactic, and for a movie about Iron Man, he's hardly in it. I mean, he's in there, you know, doing all the investigative work and whatnot when he does get into the suit, but he spends the better part of the movie dealing with his anxiety issues and what happened with New York, because he doesn't know how to deal with it. And Random DC once said movie 3 has more in common with the first movie than it does with movie 2, and I did notice little bits of that, because you could argue this was the Mandarin coming back to, you know, reprise his role as the leader of the Ten Rings, but that had nothing to do with it. That was just pure fiction within fiction.
A missed opportunity, sir.
Yeah. A good movie, but if I'm gonna be honest, this one is just going to get a good flick bargain. It's a good movie. It has broken the chain of terrible trilogies with what's happened with Spider-Man 3, Superman 3.
A touch of blasphemy there, sir.
Yes, you know, it's broken the chain of bad trilogies with things like Spider-Man 3 and, less said about Superman 3 the better. But it's good and it's bad, but all in all the end result is good. But yeah, if I'm gonna be honest, just stick to the first 2 Iron Man movies. It's, like I say, it's good, but I was expecting something a little bit better. Until then, I've been MJ Knight from the evolution of special features. He's been Jarvis, and we're out. Jarvis, offline.
Very good, sir.